Hey, Nem.
Hey, Sin.
How's it going? Welcome back to the Fine Film Podcast.
I know. I'm very excited to be back. Just mano a mano, just me and you again.
It's called Mono und Mono.
Und mano. I believe it's E, but
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
I'm definitely wrong on
Yeah.
that occasion.
Yeah, I feel like every time we get back together, there seems to be like a common thing that brings us back together. It's a certain man.
I think it is.
It always
It's a very special man.
It is.
He goes by the name of Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. Again. We had to do it.
Welcome back to the Fine Film Podcast. I'm your host, Sin George. Nem, we are going to be discussing yet another Nicolas Cage film.
Another one where he just out of the park.
For those of you who are not familiar, we did a recent cast for a very interesting film called Mandy, starring Nicolas Cage, and posed the question, is Nicolas Cage back?
I feel like the last two movies that I've seen from him, I'm definitely in the Nick Cage's back category.
You're on the Cage train, some might say.
I've never got enough the train. I've always been on the train. The train hit some bumpy tracks. I think you could say that. But
the train definitely crashed a couple of times.
Yes. A few carts went missing along the way, but you know what? It's back on the. We found it. It's back on the road,
on track.
And it's just, it's doing what it needs to do. It's getting us from A to B.
Exactly. We love the Cage Man.
We do.
We thought we'll give him another chance by watching another film that's kind of in his resurgence list.
Yeah.
The film is called Color Out of Space.
Yeah.
It's a 2019 horror sci-fi film, but some people might refer to it as a psychedelic horror.
He's created his own genre and he's just demolishing it in that genre for
the
sure.
Cage Man, do you think he's getting typecast at the moment?
If it's in these kind of roles, then I hope so. I love him in this sort of stuff.
What do you think?
So good.
What do you think directors are looking for when they cast the Cage Man these days?
Just craziness, just like your typical, be crazy. And like, give me the eyes and give me the whole thing, and like that, he can deliver that on cue. Like it's what he's known for.
They're like, we will have a couple of scenes, at least 2 to 3, where you can unleash the Cage.
This one had more than Mandy, I'd say. I think so.
Yeah,
I think he was a little bit more. It was crazy in Mandy, but this one, there was like 4 scenes where
he does something ridiculous.
It's like the hands are out and the eyes are out, and it's just brilliant. I love it.
Yeah, the Cage-esque scenes really stood out.
Definitely.
He probably had like a lot more like violent, raging kind of scenes in Mandy, where it's like, because that movie is heavily around revenge and fucking, the Cage Man covered in blood. But
usually
this one,
not his own. Yeah, definitely.
Usually not his own.
Yeah.
But this one was a little bit more like just him losing his like doing more like funny kind of Cage things.
That over the top stuff, like. Oh man, I don't know. I enjoyed just watching him do what he does.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. Again, that's what he's doing now. I think he's just doing have some fun. Off you go. Like what the fun?
Yeah.
Like I think we established last time he doesn't turn down a script.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy that the ones that have been making their way to him, the last two have. Well, not the last two. I think there's like 16
there's a couple
in between,
now.
between Mandy
last
and
20 films that he's done.
Yeah, it's still not like to reuse the train analogy. Like the train's still wobbly.
I love the train analogy.
It's still wobbly in some parts, but there's definitely some absolute diamonds in the rough in that that entire.
Do you reckon these films, like people are writing these films and making them, and then Cage is coming on board, or do you think they've been written and created specifically for the Cage Man?
Look, in like terms of like. Ones that I've seen, I haven't really seen too many.
Well, let's just go off of Mandy and Color Out of Space. It's hard, isn't it?
It's hard.
Because
but like then again,
does the movie? I guess I'm trying to ask: does the movie work without the Cage Man?
I don't think it would, because you're not going to get your like top of the class A-list that those kind of movies. But if you go too far down the list. Then the movie just has no weight to it. I think he's that perfect guy for those like weird, crazy movies.
Yeah.
Where you cast him and people get excited because they
know the name.
Yeah. It's Nick Cage. You're excited. I want to see what he does in this.
Yeah.
And then you see the movie and you go, oh, that was actually like pretty good. Whereas I feel like a lesser actor, these kind of things maybe fly under your radar.
Let me pose another question.
Yeah.
All right. So, the movie's Mandy.
Yeah, I love to.
Starring, instead of Nick Cage, it's starring his co-star from Face Off, John Travolta, also a crazy guy.
Oh, I don't think he could pull it.
You don't think
Travolta's gotten a bit chunky. I don't think you're like.
It's all about size.
It's not all about size, but I can't see like.
He's had some crazy roles as well.
He has. I think one that I haven't seen recently. Have you heard of The Fanatic?
Which one? Oh yeah.
Oh my god,
I haven't seen it, but
like directed by was Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit. Like he's the director.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
about a crazy fan or something.
About
like
a crazy fan who just falls in love with his. Oh my god, like he. But that was a garbage movie. But that, he is. But the movie's just really, really bad. I just
wouldn't be as excited as if it's Travolta.
No, I wouldn't. I don't know.
The Cage Man is the
Cage
draw.
Man, yeah. Like if I think about what are your favorite Travolta movies if you had to choose?
Face Off.
Face Off, exactly. And then maybe
he's got heaps.
Pulp Fiction.
Oh, Pulp Fiction. And then I love him in Saturday Night Fever.
Saturday Night, apart those early ones, and then obviously Grease and stuff.
Yeah.
But Swordfish? I don't know. I didn't really.
He was interesting in that.
He was, but I don't know. The Cage just, I don't know. I just feel like Cage got so much more to offer than Travolta. He's crazy though, but
you know which Travolta film you love? I'll tell you right now.
Look Who's Talking. You do those?
Dude, I love Little Babies. The babies can talk.
This is the best movie ever.
All right, I know which Travolta film you love. It's Wild Hogs. When it's the four and there's four
old guys,
old dads.
Yeah. Big motorbikes. It's got some pretty good. Isn't it?
Tim Allen,
William H. Macy.
Yep.
And
Ray Liotta. That's it. It's a solid cast. Wild Hogs.
About it, but no.
I was originally gonna say From Paris with Love. Mm. That's when the Travolta. The Volta. When the Volta first showed off his bold look. It's great. It was
power to the bald people from Volta.
This one's for you.
Yeah.
This one's for you, Travolta.
He's repping the boys. Nah, I can't see Travolta in any of these roles.
It's the Cage that brings it all together.
It's the Cage. He makes these movies. He legitimately made.
He's making interesting choices.
No, I don't think so. I think no, because we've seen the two good ones in the last 3 years.
What about we haven't, which is probably coming up at some point, Willy Wonderland.
Yeah.
Which is another Cage film, which looks all right.
Well, this is the thing. Reviews aren't as good.
As these.
Yeah, as these two. These two are a little bit better rated, which is, I think, why we've kind of decided to watch them. I think, if you go below the... But I'm keen. I'm keen to see it. Let's do it. We'll make it a trilogy. We'll go Mandy, we'll go The Color Out of Space, and we'll
Willy Wonderland. Willy Wonderman. Willy Wonderman. That's a whole different movie.
I don't even know what that is.
An unreleased Cage.
And just release the Cage trilogy and just leave it at that. I think that'd be great.
Well, where do you personally rate Color Out of Space now that we've just watched it?
Mandy is still, for me, I still love Mandy way more. There's still... Like we said before, Face Off.
Cinematography.
Yeah. No, I'm talking in terms of movie.
In terms of movie.
Face Off. I don't know, Gone in 60 Seconds again. That's just something. So it's not really up there. But
what would you give it out of 100?
I'm a 7.5.
Yeah?
Yeah, 75. Yeah.
What did you give Mandy again?
I gave that wasn't a 9.
98?
Yeah, I think I gave it a 9 out of 10, man. I love Mandy. And if I didn't, then I will.
I'll have to change that answer.
I'll have to change that answer because no, but
So about 75 for Color Out of Space.
75 to 80. I'm happy with anywhere.
It was good.
Range. It was good. That's what I mean.
It was interesting.
Good. It was interesting and just more cageness.
More cageness.
Just cage me up, baby.
Cage me up, baby. I'm ready to go.
Lock me up and throw away
the key. Throw me in the cage, baby. I'm ready to go.
Let me live inside the cage.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
I want to be inside the cage.
Yeah, just cage for listening.
Put me in.
We love you.
Yeah. I liked it as well. Quite a bit. It's just a weird, interesting film. There's a lot of weird shit that happens in it.
Yeah.
Let me give the crowd a little synopsis. And before we go ahead, this is a heavy spoilers review.
Definitely.
For all you fans watching out there.
And if you feel like watching this movie, maybe pause the video now, go have a little suss, watch it, and then come back and see what you think.
Come back. See if you
agree with what we think.
If you agree with the garbage we're about to talk. All right, Color Out of Space. It's a
Color.
Sorry. Color.
Color, there we go.
Did I say color?
You said Color Out.
Well, that's a whole different movie. Let me start that again. Color Out of Space.
There we go. That's a little bit better.
It's a 2019 horror, sci-fi, psychedelic film. Directed by a director called Richard Stanley, which we looked up just before.
Yeah.
I realized he's done a couple of movies.
More than a couple. He's like the Cage of the directors.
He's like the Cage of the directors.
Yeah.
He has an interesting doco that's out on, I think it was Prime.
Yeah.
About the making of one of his earlier films with Brandon Marlon. Brandon Marlon.
Brand Marlon. No, Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer and Marlon Brandon.
Was it Marlon?
Yeah.
Marlon Brandon? Or Brando?
Marlon Brandon?
What are you
definitely Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando. Okay, yeah. I was saying Brandon. I was like, who the fuck?
Marlon Brandon.
Yeah.
The film is called Dr.
The Island of Dr. Monroe?
The Island of Dr. Maru.
Maru?
Monroe sounds better.
Yeah, I like Monroe, yeah. I didn't even read it. I just had a quick look through, yeah.
Marlon Brando and Val Kilmer. And apparently there's a good doco about how bad this movie was and how much shit went down during the production of this film.
Yeah, now I'm really keen to see.
Yeah, we should watch it.
We should.
I don't know. Maybe we'll be back.
Maybe we'll be back with that one.
Maybe we'll be back.
Yeah.
Anyway, directed by Richard Stanley. Film came out in 2019. Its budget was, it says between 6 to 12 million. I don't know what that means. It's like,
that's a big jump.
It's between 6 to 12 million. It's like, well, was it? Did it cost me another 6 million or did it cost 6 million? Like, how much money did you fucking spend? Cage was just like, give me about 5 to 10 million.
Cage probably would have been half the wage bill of the whole entire movie. It was just like Cage.
It just goes all to Cage.
Yeah.
It only made 1 million at the box office.
Yeah. I can't remember seeing anything about it though. This is the thing.
It kind of, you brought it up. You brought it to my attention.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
and I was like,
I'm always on the lookout for the Cage, mate.
Yeah, the Cage radar.
If I sniff a bit of Cage goodness, I'm all over it.
I'm all over it.
Yeah,
I'm hungry.
But yeah, no, I was I think I was scrolling through, I don't know, something and said like movies to check out or horror movies to check out. Like people don't know I'm a big horror movie buff. I love horror movies. So
tell us more about yourself.
Maybe next time. But anyway,
I like chicken wings with hot sauce.
Chicken wings and horror movies. That's come to me for those. But no, I was looking up just like a list of horror movies to check out. I was scrolling through the list, and I think third or fourth on the list, I just saw the Cage Man, and I'm like, oh my god, are you kidding me?
It's bright. It's colourful.
Click on it, and he had some really good reviews, and I liked the way it sounded, and I suggested it to you, and
bingo bango.
There we go. We ended up watching it. Yeah, so
it's an interesting film.
It is.
The synopsis reads: after a meteorite lands in the front yard of their farm, Nathan Gardner and his family find themselves battling a mutant extraterrestrial organism that infects their minds and bodies, transforming their quiet rural life into a Technicolor nightmare.
Technicolor. Oh, perfect. That's it. That
sounds interesting. Why are we whispering? It cost about $6 to $12 million. Ballpark. Just give me the card. We'll spend it, baby.
That's so weird. That's such
$6 to $12 million.
Like you'd understand if it's like 7 to 8 million.
We need 8 million.
Like, okay, yeah.
Oh, we need about 6 to 12.
6 to 12. That's a huge jump. That's like double the like.
Look, I either need 50 million or I need 100 million. I need 50 to 100 million.
If you put that kind of money up, we'll make
double it, bitch.
Yeah. Like, that's insane. Okay. Made 1 million, yeah, definitely. It just doesn't have the exposure. I'm hoping this podcast will blow up.
Oh, it's gonna blow after this.
So what's that? Like 100 people at $6? That's like, you'll take that.
We'll get that.
For the movie. We're bringing it back.
Let's make it happen. Richard, if you're watching, this is for you, buddy.
You got this.
Keep pumping them out.
Fighting for you.
It was a weird fucking film.
Man, it was strange.
Yeah.
Pretty linear and pretty like straightforward in terms of like
a psychedelic horror film plot.
Or any kind of horror, like it's
set the scene for us.
Just so it opens up with a family and they just live on this like little farmhouse in the middle of nowhere.
Beautiful house.
I think we were just commenting about both a basement and an attic. How amazing is that?
Spacious.
We live in Australia. There's just no basements anywhere.
It's amazing.
Oh my God, man, I want a basement. But anyway.
They have a horse.
Huh? They had a horse. Alpacas.
A dog.
A cat. A crazy man.
Crazy man who lives in a little like fucking shed.
A little shack. But so they're just a family living in this like the daughter's a little bit out there.
She likes witchcraft
and stuff. So the movie opens up, I think she's performing a ritual because her mother has cancer and she's performing a ritual. Yeah. So she says it at the end. That. Yeah, not at the end. In the middle of the ritual, she meant like,
this one's for you, Mom.
Cancer. This ritual goes out to you, Mom.
Yeah. All you demons listening, save my mom.
This is for my mom. Yeah, she mentions like, get this cancer out of her during this
this shit out of her.
You take it out right now, you demon. So yeah, she's performing a ritual, and then she goes back home, and
we noticed a beautiful house.
And
and
the movie kind of just kicks off from there. So they're all just like enjoying a nice little quiet night when a meteorite hits the hits their front yard, and
it's all kind of revolve around this like, well, the meteorite comes down, but it's like this colorful thing where it's like mimicking the same color. We actually have this room lit right now, very pinkish, purplish, bluish,
between pink and purple.
Yeah. It's nice. It's sexy.
It's a beautiful little
it's tinge. The color that came from outer space. And that's kind of like this alien thing, right? Yeah. Where it's like this color, but it's like a meteorite. It's hit ground. They're all shook.
Yeah.
Nick Cage's upstairs fucking his wife.
Trying to get in. Yeah. It's been a while.
There's another thing crashes down. Man's trying to get some.
Cage is so close. 6 months. Cage is so close.
6 fucking months, woman.
So long, and then but I enjoyed that scene as well, where Cage is kind of like
I want to get you.
Yeah. Oh, he was. You could see.
He was hungry.
Still got it. Yeah.
He was a hungry Cage.
But that's the other thing I realized right at the start of this movie that I absolutely loved. Is the Cage now progression into playing like the father figure sort of, and I just loved him cooking a meal for the family in a cardigan with his glasses, saying dad jokes, and I'm like, oh my god,
it's
Nick
an interesting.
Cage. It's
interesting to see him like that.
It made me feel warm inside. I like
it's very different to his character in Mandy.
Oh god, yeah. It starts off like a family man, I think, in Mandy, but then like
I think he's a family man.
There's only about 15 minutes of family, and then it's just like 40 hour and 20 of pure madness and madness. But
that's pretty much the setup, right? So it's like this alien thing lands.
Yeah.
They're all shook.
Yeah.
Weird things start to happen.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. So like that's weird stuff starts happening, and
a lot of weird shit
figure it out. And like at the end of the day, it's like a horror movie. So it is a horror movie.
It's like, what is this thing?
What is this thing?
Yeah.
Strange things start happening around the house. People start dying in horrible, gruesome ways.
Yeah.
And it kind of reaches like a nice little conclusion.
Yeah.
But I just enjoyed the whole the story. Like I just you don't really.
You like the flow of it?
Yeah, I did. I like enjoyed the way where it goes, and like the whole alien sort of aspect of it, where it was just like
it's not like here's this little green alien.
Yeah, and now he's like the one going around just like shooting everyone. He's like little alien guns, and he's just like jump scaring people. Like
little
there's
alien
not really
guns
like jump scares or anything. I think it's just more like of a disturbing watch in terms
it's very
of like
disturbing.
Weird shit that's actually happening like to the family.
What about like if you were to describe what this alien is, how would you describe it?
I think at the end of the movie they do kind of show it. So it's like this organism, and they do talk about it a little bit as well in the movie. It's like an organism that takes over all living things. So when this thing lands in their front yard,
what's the organism made out of? Is it actual matter, or is it like the actual light that's that kind of pinkish fluorescent
it's an
light?
actual like I'm
it's just an organism
because it is sort of contaminating everything around it. So I'm assuming it's some kind of like a germ. That over time just spreads and just literally takes over all living things.
Because it gets into the water, it gets into the plants, the ground, the soil,
animals, the trees as well. So
does it emit the light out of things?
Yeah. So that's kind of it. I think
it's a part of it.
It's radiation. So it radiates this color.
Some of the animals get burnt and stuff. as well.
Yeah. So it's that the color that it sort of produces. It's like it's weapon. So that's how it kind of attacks and both transforms and captures the things that this like
fuses things.
Fuses them together. That was
that was fucked.
That was a rough watch, man. That was
a lot of there's a great line where Nick Cage yells out alpacas twice because they have a bunch of alpacas on the farm. And they have to feed the fucking alpacas.
Yeah, they have to.
But his son forgets to feed the fucking alpacas. What does he?
How do you get any help?
there's a whole element of also time going by.
Yeah,
really
yeah.
quick.
So it also this organism also distorts time, so you don't really know.
Kind of get paralyzed.
Yeah. Like it paralyzes you, or it speeds up time, or it slows down time. It's
like,
just
what the fuck?
It's not linear. Once this thing is present, the time is no longer linear. It's
Cage gets home. It's like, why the fuck haven't the alpacas been fed?
He's like, I literally just put him in. Like it's like the middle of the night. It should have been. Yeah. So it was.
I guess the most fucked up, or one of the most fucked up scenes, is seeing that fusion between all the alpacas, and then later, even more fucked up.
Yeah,
is the fusion with the mother and the son. Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, well, I think we
second spoiler alert. If you're still watching, what are you doing? Get the hell out of here! Go watch the movie. Come back.
Yeah, it was
disturbing.
Disturbing, yeah, definitely disturbing.
I feel like I haven't seen something like that in like a while. You might have seen it like in weird sci-fi films, maybe when
from
things
back in the day. I feel like there's more of this sort of stuff because it's not really. I think, and I don't think this movie did rely on it too much, which is why I think it kind of worked. But CGI nowadays is you can make fucking anything. I just don't think anything that was used here. It was all like it was
the CGI wasn't that bad.
There was no there was no CGI. I don't think apart from like the actual purple color.
Yeah,
I think everything else was practical. Yeah.
Or maybe like maybe a little bit with like practical effects, because I feel like once the mother fused with the child,
that was practical until I think
the final form.
The final form.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, that's when it was CGI. But that's why I feel like it kind of like hits hard. Like it's a little bit.
It looks
harder
fucked up.
Yeah, because like you can tell the difference between CGI.
Yeah.
Like,
she's like looks fucking.
Yeah, like she looks like she does not. Yeah, she's in a bad way. So is the kid, and you just kind of like you just see all of that sort of stuff. It's just it's a little bit.
Did you like how Cage is? I guess like he's in a tough spot.
Yeah.
This is like, it's much later in the film, right? But he's in a tough spot when everything starts going wrong. Yeah. This alien thing's fusing fucking his alpacas. Has fused his wife and his little kid.
Yeah.
What does he have to do? He grabs a fucking shotgun.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, it's brutal.
Man, the Cage man with the shot, he just loses it, blowing heads off like everything and anything that's around him. Yeah.
Shut the hell up. Go to sleep.
The Cage man, I'll save you.
Yeah. Bang. Starts blowing him up.
Yeah, definitely.
It's crazy. He's putting these like tough spots. But yeah, it's just weird. It's fun. And, like it's fun to see like what's kind of happening with it. Like I just love. Obviously, I like the aesthetic of like that color, the way the aliens kind of represent in a different way. Like it's not your standard fucking thing. It was mysterious the whole time because it's not like I still like up until the end was like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. So it wasn't kind of revealed, and even at the end, you're kind of still like, oh, I guess it was that kind of organism.
Yeah, well,
there's still like I feel like I still have some questions, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if this. Like, I don't know. What questions do you have? I feel like it was kind of like the ending. I feel
they kind of show like their planet.
Yeah.
At the end as well.
This is why, and it looks like their whole planet is like what was happening on Earth. It's just like a single organism.
Yeah.
Surrounds the entire planet. It all moves as one, and it's all like one, which is what this alien thing did when he landed on Earth. Everything. Yeah, it was fusing everything to become like one creature instead of like individuals. So that's why I feel like, that's why I feel like that not feel like, but that's what their planet is, because you just see it like all moving like all together, and kind of like it's just
in
like,
harmony.
In harmony, beautiful harmony. And in terms of like the ending, I just feel like the way like it's depicted is this thing landed here, got who we wanted to get, and just went back. So like that
just sucked it.
Just
came to suck the life.
Sucked the life out of the earth. Grabbed the organisms he wanted to grab, and took him back to this planet. So it kind of just sort of weird. Yeah, it just ends.
Fuck! It came out of nowhere.
It just came out of nowhere and just left without without leaving anything behind.
It was weird. Well, I guess the movie's based on a book.
Yeah.
Is it H.P. Lovecraft?
Yeah.
Am I fucking that up?
No, I'm pretty sure it's H.P. Lovecraft, yeah.
H.P. Lovecraft. So I guess he's written a bunch of of these horror, sci-fi type novels, right? And well known.
I think Cthulhu is his like most known.
Yeah. The Call of Cthulhu?
Yeah. I think that's his like that was one of his biggest books, and I feel like Cthulhu was used in like a bunch of stuff like these days as well. Cthulhu. It's all that. Like, what's it called? World of Warcraft and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, you can Cthulhu. But
there's a show as well called Lovecraft. I think it's on HBO.
Yeah.
It's kind of based on those like stories and stuff as well.
Definitely based on a book.
It's based on something. It's not like that Stanley came up with it. Stanley. He's written this story.
Yep. I'm not very familiar. Like I said,
I'm not too familiar.
Yeah. No,
I'm going to pretend like I am.
Yeah. I'm not going to start like.
But I think he did Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. No, that's the one.
Cthulhu.
That's the one thing I do know. I haven't even read the book. I've just seen the monster in a bunch of like other in other places apart from like where it came from. So I'm just
that's it.
That's the only thing I know.
It's interesting.
But very famous. Like a lot of people.
We've got a special guest called Ruby. Hello, Ruby.
What do you think?
You got anything to say to the camera? No? What did you think of Color of Space? I fucking hated it. Anyway,
that was a little cameo from Ruby.
Shout out to Ruby. From finance.
Yeah.
God damn it, Ruby. Weird movie.
Yeah.
But good. Who lives in the little hut or cabin?
So they call him their squire. That's how Cage refers to him.
They do refer to him as squire.
But
it's played by Tommy Chong from Cheech and Chong. His character's interesting in this.
He is, yeah. Well,
he plays himself.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I was going to say.
He's a hippie.
It's interesting, but it's his character. Just a hippie.
What do you think he's doing there at the house?
From what they say, it was like he's supposed to be like the helper, but he's just not like quite right.
He just smokes weed all day.
But so he just sort of like he's paranoid. He just sits in his little shack. It's cameras everywhere, just keeping an eye on everything.
He was kind of onto him. He was
early,
it's always the weirdos,
the crazy ones. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, this is like like I think he's one of those. It's like a doomsday prepper. That's what he is.
Yeah.
So you go to his house. It's like he looks after everything. He's got like recording equipment. Like he's ready for shit. You know, like if shit hits the fan,
he's ready.
Our boy Chong's going to be fucking ready to go. Yeah. But there's that scene when he's just sort of like kneeling on the ground and he's like listening and he can hear that this alien's actually like.
They're coming through the basement. The kids are coming through the basement.
So he's kind of onto him early on, but there's really not much you can do because it doesn't let you leave. Like no matter what you try to do, you just can't escape this little.
Kills the battery of the car,
which in turn just
kills all the phones.
The animals run away. That can kind of like they have a horse and he just runs away.
All the animals that they could ride, run away.
All the ones you can't ride end up being fused together in a ball of flesh and goo and whatever.
Unless they ride the fused alpaca. They could have all ridden the fused alpaca.
Everybody gets ahead. But
did you think? My thought was that the animals were turning into something alien and that they wanted to attack and kill. But I don't think that was really the case.
No, I think they were. This is like going back. It's trying to just make everything one.
Yeah.
So I think that's what the animals were doing. They were like same as that scene when the mother doesn't kill the daughter, but she kind of like slobbers all over her, and then that's when the daughter goes from being normal to then becoming this weird whatever it is. So like the whole everything in this movie isn't necessarily trying to kill you. It's trying to convert you. Transform you. Transform you. Into its own, into this being that it's kind of like creating, and then it's taking you all back home. Yeah, but it just doesn't let you leave this area, which I think in turn set off like I don't know if we're doing favorite scenes yet, or do we want to say?
We can.
Yeah.
What was your favorite scene?
Oh my god! I think 5 Cage scenes within there were just absolutely brilliant.
When he gets into the car,
when the battery dies, and he just is he's just losing it.
He does his Cage moment.
And he just starts punching and just hitting everything around him. That was a brilliant Cage moment.
Oh, that's great.
Cage picking his tomatoes and then being so disappointed that they just weren't good enough.
He bites every tomato.
And he spits them all out. But then he ends it just so calm. And he's like, okay, sweetie, I'll check it out. It's just...
They're all acting so abnormal, so weird.
Yeah. But just so that those two scenes.
What about when he tells his daughter, you shut the fuck up. Like, it was just like the way it was talking.
Get out of my face.
Why don't you get out of my fucking face?
I'll get out of your face. And he just walks off.
It's like, what the fuck?
And
she starts crying.
Like he's doing those like movements that he does. Oh man, brilliant.
That was great.
There was not like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't know who else would do that. Like if that was say
Travolta.
No, not Travolta. I think he still has some kind of pull. I guess like he's not complete nobody.
Yeah.
But like if that was a complete nobody doing that sort of stuff, I think you're just like, oh my fucking like this.
Who's this guy?
What is this movie? Like you know what I mean?
But it's the Cage.
It's the Cage.
It's the Cage.
And it just brings a smile to your face. And you're like, this is awesome. I love this. Yeah.
When they first, when the aliens first come or whatever, the thing happens, his son's like pretty fucked and shocked, like he doesn't know what's happening. And Cage like straight away he's like, I need a fucking drink. And that's great. And the wife's like, your son's like hurt.
Yeah.
He's like, what do you want me to do?
That's exactly what I should be doing. I should be knocking back some fucking bourbons.
It's great.
I think another great scene as well. Like, well, see, this is what I mean. I don't think there's anything that's going to blow your fucking socks off. Like, it's not something you're going to watch this and be like, Cage for the Oscar. Like this is like, but it's just so fun. Like that scene when the news reporter interviews him after like his thing landed, and he's all whacked out, his hair's messy because he's developing this rash from this like alien thing and
crazy UFO guy.
Yeah, and it's like I never said anything about UFO.
So have you been drinking? I do enjoy bourbon.
And then they change the subtitle. It's like bourbon connoisseur, like UFO.
This guy's wasted.
Oh man, like just stuff like that. Just like it just makes you chuckle, and that's
it was those little moments that really made it.
Yeah, just like I said, and like I said, Cage just like carries this movie. I just love watching him like take control of a movie like that.
That's great.
But in terms of like favorite scenes, I just think anything where he's just being erratic is just so fun.
He had so many of those as well.
Like I can't just be sitting here and saying like there's just how many times do we just like look at each other watching this movie?
Yeah, like the fucking Cage, man.
And like we will just like laugh and just because he's just doing his fucking thing. It's
exactly.
Great,
I feel like there's maybe more to this whole alien thing. It's like, all right, a lot of alien films.
Yeah.
It's like, here they come, let's try and fight them off.
Yeah.
And like, it's either like, either trying to fight them off at their planet or get them off this thing or whatever the situation is. Yeah. This was more of like they come, they attack one family in this area and they fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, it was a bit weird because like, I feel like there's more to that. Like, where do they come from? Who are they?
Yeah.
Will they come back again?
Yeah.
There's a character which we didn't really touch on, but it's the guy who's like, he's studying like if there's shit in the water and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know he's like a toxicologist or something like that, right?
I'm not sure exactly what.
And he's been around since the start because he kind of ran into the daughter in the woods.
Yeah.
And then they use him to kind of, because they always think that there's something funny with the water, right?
Yeah.
And he like tests it and he's like, don't drink this fucking water. There's something. What do you think was like, do you think the thing landed earlier and then the water was fucked?
No. I think when the thing landed,
that's when
everything started happening.
Because he noticed it when he went to Chong's cabin.
Chong's little shack. But the meteorite was already there. So when he went to Chong's thing, or Ezra, as they call him in the movie. But
we like to call him Chong.
We like to call him Chong because but the meteorite was already there. So when he starts like doing his tests
that's
on
when
the water,
realizing. But they're all using the water, showering.
Oh my god! Like
Cage's got all those ice blocks in his fucking bourbon.
And you can see the discoloration of the ice block, so you know it's like contaminated with something. Cage doesn't care, man. He's just like knocking back the burbs. But in terms like there's also like that another scene that I liked is just that it's near the end. See, this is the thing. Like you brought up that character. So do you have his name there? I can't remember. Like
the actor's name is Elliot Knight.
Sorry,
but his character in the thing is called Ward.
Ward, yeah. See, I think he's unnecessary, but I just feel like he was like the least.
He was like the connection to the outside world.
Yeah. And like he kind of had to sort of like, I think he was also there to let the audience know like this thing's contaminating shit. Like don't drink it. So then when we watch it, we're like, oh my God, like he's drinking the water. And like this guy said.
Otherwise you're just watching a shit show.
Yeah. Like what the fuck is going on? Yeah, it's happening. But there's that scene as well where like it kind of shows like the distortion of time is when they like sort of come right at the end and Nicolas Cage is like he's just like whacked out, which is another one of my like I love that scene where he's just like walking around, he's like scratching his little he's like
it's just a rash.
Like, he's like, where's your wife? She's like, what do you mean? She's right there.
There's no one there.
It's like we're all here. But there's that scene when he runs through the house to save the girl and No. Was it Save the Girl?
It's a little bit later. I think
it's a little bit later. Yeah, when they're out.
Yeah.
When he tries to. He goes.
He's running away. Like the light starts shooting from the well.
Yeah.
And he's.
Runs to the basement.
He runs to the basement, or he runs to the house.
But before he goes in, like you can see the whole family like sitting around like the table and stuff, and it's like all warped and like it's crazy colors.
What was
like,
that?
This is what I mean. I feel like it's that because they do say that the alien has a power to like
distort time as well.
So I think it's like from another time where he's sort of like running through it, but he can see. Like another time period throughout this one.
They're kind of stuck in this weird time.
So
light
kind of
thing.
And then he kind of like just runs away while the cage is banging on like let me in. Like he's trying to get to him, and then
sparked.
And
does the whole thing blow up? Like everything blows up.
That whole area that like it was that the alien had control of. That whole area just.
Do you feel like it sucked the color out of that area?
Because it was that at the end.
It was like black and white at the end.
At the end of that whole area that thing encompassed was
there was no color left.
There was no color. It was just all like black and white and dusty. And he kind of like leaves.
And do they? My understanding was that they kind of quarantined that area, or they like shut that area out from the rest of the world.
Yeah. So
later, when you see him looking at it,
he mentions it like right at the end of the movie when he's standing on the. I don't know, looking
the
at
bridge.
The bridge, looking at the dam, I think.
The dam.
He mentions that, like a lot of people don't remember what happened, but like, I'll never forget because
he's older. He looks older.
Yeah. So like, it's known what happened there, but it's kind of like dying down, and he's kind of trying to still figure out like what the fuck happened. Like, was
that real?
Yeah, was that fucking real? What the fuck just went down in this whole entire thing? So
it's weird.
It's weird
because it's like. Even that whole scene at the end there, it felt like a bit of a setup for like an next part or something like that. Yeah, it did.
Well, just after we watched it, I just had like a little look just to see.
And then definitely not doing it.
Yeah. Well, it was interesting. Like he had a trilogy planned, Stanley. Stanley had a trilogy planned, and allegations came out. He was from his wife about abuse. And they've kind of like... Yeah, nah, that's not good. So they've kind of, I think, any kind of plans he had to.
He's been cancelled.
He has. Good reason as well.
Good reason. It sounds like.
Yeah. So
well, there you go.
So we'll have to wait and see.
Maybe someone else will pick up the project though.
Well, I don't know. Fuck, if you spend 6 to 12 million and only make one,
doesn't
really.
Thing.
Yeah, it's not really like a hit.
But I guess you can make a lot of like these like horror films off low budgets as well. Yeah. So someone can come and turn around and. They'll be like, oh, yeah, like 5 to 10 million.
I just need 1 to 17, and just like I'll make
1 to 17 million. It should be all right.
Could be as cheap as 1, could be as expensive as 17. Just like roll the dice on it.
The color comes back to a different town.
Stanley probably ran away with the other 6. That's what they gave him like.
It's the real reason.
I only did 12. I only spent 6, and now he's run away with the rest of the
He's never come back.
He's never comes back. It's his money.
It's interesting concepts. I think. With the alien, with the
and the way the alien performs and what it does, and the colors and everything like that. It's just
it's always find it interesting where it's like we think of like, all right, alien life, something's out there.
Yeah,
we always like compare it to it must look exactly like it looks like on Earth, right?
Yeah.
Humanoids or whatever. Sometimes it's different, but it's always like some sort of humanoid alien or whatever. Always like it when it's like, there's this whole like fucking thing, like being out there. But in this case, it's like a fucking organism with some sort of light. It's completely different.
Yeah.
I always like that in films.
Yeah, it's good to see something different. Like I think a lot of, I'd say majority of alien movies are, there's like this one thing that's not from this world. Like if you think of like Alien or something like that. Like
creature that's trying to kill you.
It's a creature that's coming in and just trying to kill you, and you're focusing your attention on this like one being.
Yeah.
Whereas this is just like it's like all encompassing. It's just like taking over the entire ecosystem that it
What was the little cricket thing that came out of?
I'm assuming it's like some kind of like a scout. Like it's something that he sort of sends out to sort of scope out the area. That's actually
like a little alien being.
That's definitely It comes out of its body inside the well. So when the kid sort of like leans over and has a look, you kind of like lets it out,
and it has like heaps of eyes.
Yeah. So it's like like I said, I feel like that's what it is. It's kind of like a scout or whatever, or maybe that's a thing that sort of transmits and infects everything. Like kind of like like what bees do, carrying pollen from like plant to plant. Maybe this thing does the exact same thing, but with
you know a lot about bees, don't you?
Look, they don't call me beekeeper.
When you lived in the mountains of Serbia, did you? Yeah. How many bees did you have?
All the bees. No, I don't keep bees. I just know that they.
I hate bees.
I'm allergic. If I could hear a bee, I could die.
I fucking hate honey as well.
Tastes like shit. I don't know what to hype. Why do people? Nah, honey's good. But yeah, I just assume it's kind of like that. Like it kind of like transmits its sort of this bacteria, this germ, same way that the bees do. Pollen, flower to flower, and sort of pick it up. It was doing the same thing with this.
It was the goddamn bees.
Even when it was aliens, I knew.
The bees.
There's something about Cage and the bees.
He could have had one of those moments with like. It's the alpacas.
We kind of did when he remember I forgot about one more scene when he milks the alpaca and he offers. Oh my god, the man just loves his alpaca milk. Oh dude, that was so great. Like when he's milking it and just explaining how you have to caress the teat of an alpaca so ever so gently to get the milk because that doesn't produce as much milk as a cow. See, I've learned a lot of things about alpacas and milking. It's thanks to the Cage man.
It's a very alpaca friendly film.
It is. I love the
educational.
Alpaca. But it's got one of those scenes, I think, that a lot of people. It's always. I'm just happy that they didn't show much of it, but like there is a lovable dog there that runs into some mischief and they always hurt. They always hit hard, don't they?
They always take the dog out.
They do.
Why?
Just because they know it's got that like
connection.
People just not everybody, but I just feel like seeing something.
What about the cat? What was its name? Butthole? No, G-spot.
Yeah.
I like Butthole better.
Yeah, both names great, yeah.
Watch my cat run in right now.
Yeah.
After I said Butthole.
But no, that scene was also, you don't see, like, thankfully you didn't see anything because like I'm a massive dog lover and I have a shepherd and this dog looks a lot like, I think it's a dog crossed with a wolf because it's not really a husky.
No.
And it's not a shepherd. So it kind of looks like a wolf because in America that's legal. So you can have like.
You can't have a wolf.
Yeah, not a wolf, not a purebred because you can't.
You can keep a wolf.
Yeah. But they do crossbreed dogs with wolves. So you can have these. Crossbreeds where it's like half dog, half wolf because it still has that loyal side. Because if you fucking raise a wolf, that thing's gonna maul you the first fucking chance you get. Like it's just gonna fucking rip you apart. You're like, yo, you're fucking
beat me today.
Yeah, like what the fuck. So just like, oh man,
it was a good dog.
What is it about? Like, what do you think it is about? Like animals? It's because they're so innocent. Like I think that's what it is.
Well, we have this close connection, keeping pets and things like that.
But like you just don't see them as like if you have a pet, like you just don't see it as this like it's just so innocent. Like I know like my dog, oh my god, like you just
we treat it like our own kids, right?
Yeah.
So it's like this is my little boy.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Papa loves you.
But then you you say that and you see like a child like cop like some shit in this movie.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, no, it's not fine, but it just doesn't have the same kind of impact. I don't think. I think it's just like.
Well, I think animals like that, or like pets, I think they're more like. Yeah, it's like children or like even like babies.
Yeah.
It's like.
But I like. There's just like no mean. Well, not all of them. Like, obviously,
you're a sick fuck.
Yeah. But like I don't know, man. Just animals in movies. It's just like.
It's always sad.
Good. He seems.
John Wick when the dog dies.
Oh man. Why would you do that?
Let's name all the scenes in every movie where a dog
all the
dies.
animal scenes I'm going to bring up right now. Just start crying on this.
We're all going to cry in about 5 minutes. Join us as we cry through dog scenes. Famous dog scenes.
Yeah.
Dog killing scenes. Nick Cage did another Alien movie. Do you know what it is?
Oh, God.
They filmed it in Melbourne. It's called Knowing. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it That came out ages ago, though. Like
2009.
2009.
Yeah. Does it feel like it was earlier?
I felt like I saw that in like primary school. Like,
yeah, 2009 would have been like, you would have been much older than that.
Yeah.
That was interesting. I like that film. Not a great rating, but
I think this is nostalgia. Have you seen it since you've seen it back in the day? Because I do remember seeing that movie and thinking like it's not that bad, but it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
But I have not seen that movie since, and probably because of the ratings as well.
I think Color Out of Space is better.
Yeah, it is. Well, I assume it is because if we're going just by ratings alone, it's a massive jump.
Exactly. What do you think the movie's rated on Rotten Tomatoes? This is for Call Out of Space.
Like 75 to 80. I'm gonna see if my Cage tactics work. So
go on.
I always
calculate this.
Cage has a 10-point.
He gets 10 points.
10-point handicap. So if I gave it a 75, I'm going to go 85.
86.
80. There you go. See, it works.
Very close.
It works.
The Cage factor.
Yeah, it works.
The Cage equation.
He always gets a 10-point handicap. Like whatever he makes, it's 10. Like whatever you think it is, it's 10 points better.
It's 10 points better than what you thought.
Just give him the 10-point handicap.
It's pretty good. That's a pretty high rating.
Yeah.
You put that together with Mandy.
Yeah.
That's two really decent films.
Really, really decent.
And the next one that's on our list that we want to get to is Willy Wonderland.
Yeah.
Where do you think that rates?
Oh, God.
And that's a 2021 release.
That'll be like high 20s, 27.
61.
61?
It's actually making me want to watch it.
Really?
Based on that. Yeah.
Why did I think it was so bad?
Do you think it was much lower?
I thought
maybe it's been more time.
Again, there's so much shit that you have to trudge. There's so much shit there that like that one piece of like gold in this pile, he just kind of like all mercs into this one thing. 61.
61.
I've seen trailers for it. It's loosely based. Well, it looks like it's loosely based on
Willy Wonka.
Oh fuck!
Not quite.
Yeah, that's quite an interpretation of the Wonka. Yeah, Willy Wonka franchise.
Nicolas Cage as Willy Wonka.
But I think it was like that Five Nights at Freddy's. That game. I don't know if you know it, but it's the same sort of concept. Like,
what's the concept for those of us who don't know it?
Well, the game goes you're a security guard that's paid to look after this children's restaurant overnight.
Yeah,
and there's all these like lovable creatures in this sort of like we don't really have them here in Australia. I think in America they have a lot of those like creatures like dancing like a little band, and you take your kids there and you have like at these restaurants and you have like parties and shit like
the Wiggles.
Not the Wiggles. They're more of like they're pop. You know how famous the Wiggles are.
The Wiggles are very famous.
They're huge. Like they're
Wiggles. If you're watching,
this
is not a kid friendly podcast.
But no, so anyway, what happens in this game is, you're paid to look after these, not after them, but you just keep an eye out on the store. And then during the night, these things become possessed by something and they become animated and they start moving where you think they're just...
Wait, is this the original game?
This is the game, yeah. So they become animated.
That's like the movie.
That's what I mean. So when I saw the trailer, I'm like, I think this is like literally...
That.
What's
it called again?
Just in a movie. Five Nights at Freddy's.
That's an interesting name.
Yeah, so you have to spend a whole 5 nights at this restaurant, which is called Freddy's. And then at the end of the fifth night, if you manage to keep everything under control, that's how you pass the game. And it's huge. Like, it's so famous. Like, it's a very, very popular, like, horror game. I'm sure you can, like, pull it up on, like, your iPhone these days as well. But it's the exact same concept. So when I saw that, I'm like, oh, God. Like, and I saw Nick Cage and, no, I just never really... But now, 61.
I think I'm there.
I'm definitely down. Yeah, to complete the trilogy.
We have to complete the trilogy.
We have to complete the trilogy,
the Willy Wonka Wonderland.
The Willy
Nick Cage.
Nick Cage's Willy Wonka.
I want your face.
He actually... You said it. He mentions he gets that peach and he bites
that was one of my favorite scenes because the throwback.
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't a throwback. But who knows? Maybe the director's a huge Con Air fan, right?
Con Air?
Sorry.
Face Off. How many movies does he peaches?
Dude, I just love Con Air.
Every single movie. It's like written into the contract. Like, I need to eat at least one
peach every movie. Yeah. So Cage grabs a peach. Yeah. And what does he say? He's like, it's a peach.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to fuck this peach.
Say that?
In my head, he did.
That's what we wanted him to say.
I want to fuck this peach.
Like, nothing just tasted good in that movie. He just couldn't get the peach right. Like, man.
Nah, he couldn't get the peach right.
The peach wasn't even right.
But he could eat peach.
For hours. I could eat peach just for
hours. It's great.
So great.
It's a good movie. I really liked it.
I did, yeah.
I really liked it.
If I had to recommend this or Mandy, I'd definitely go Mandy. I just think
there's a lot more to it. I think the director of Mandy, he's a visionary.
Yeah.
Panos, if you're still listening after that first episode, sorry, Cosmatos and Panos. If you're still listening,
man, bring out something else, man. We're in,
dude. Do it.
We are sold. Bring Nick Cage back. Make it a trilogy. Mandy could be like the Kill Bill, but of like the weird variety.
He goes again.
Yeah, like he goes again. Like you know what I mean. Like he just keeps somebody like makes it out of this cult that like.
Give me the plot. Go.
Okay, plot goes, he kind of kills everyone.
Plot goes, he moves on. He has peace.
He moves on, but like something from his past comes back. Because remember, like at the end, like we were talking about it, because there's a whole world to Mandy.
Yeah.
We spoke about like there was a history there, and he
was a hunter before.
He hunted something, and I feel like he settled down, and I feel like Mandy was like, you know, like kind of brought him back into that world. And I feel like there's so much more that you can like pull out of this world.
It's like John Wick, where there's this whole like history,
like
world.
It's lightly scattered in the movie, but like if you really focus and you can just like pull, like I feel like you could pull out like another 2 Mandy movies and just
rip them out.
Bring him back for something. Cosmatos, man. Come on. Like
it's been 10 years.
No, too far. He'll be too old, yeah.
It's been 5 years.
Now less. I think it's been like a year of peace. I think
a year of peace?
A year of peace, I think.
It's like God.
Yeah.
I finally stopped drinking. He's still drinking the bourbon.
Yeah, he's just sipping bourbons. But I feel like
there's a knock on his door. Opens the door. It's a young lady. She's like, Dad, it's me, your daughter. The Cage has a daughter.
Okay.
What happens with her? The Slipknot demon's coming. Wait, what the fuck?
How do you make a man too because his daughter like exists? Like, what the fuck's he gonna do?
But I feel like you need someone else, like an element of like, who's he with? Or is it just him?
I don't think he was fucking with no one in Mandy. I don't think he needs anyone.
You know, a lot of his life gets taken.
Yeah, I know. But
what if they take his daughter away or something?
But that I think that'd be like.
He doesn't have a daughter.
Yeah, he doesn't have a. This movie doesn't fucking exist. We're talking as
Cosmos. If you're listening,
I just feel like there's something like, and that was a great point with John Wick. With John Wick 1, there was light things scattered throughout. That there's like there's this like coins that they specially use, and there's this hotel, and there's this there's this whole like league of these people that's not just John Wick, and then 2 comes out, and then 3, and now 4.
Yeah. What's this thing with Mandy? What's this history?
Yeah. And
who are these other hunters?
Yeah, who are these other hunters? Can he if Mandy 2 or something else comes out, like following that same story, like I'm all in for a fucking franchise in this. Like just roll this out for a trilogy. Because man.
That'll be good.
That'll be so good. Because I was saying like A Quiet Place 2 was great. And like A Quiet Place 3, I'm so looking forward to. And then that one might be like a really like, but if Mandy can bring out 3 products just as good
as
they
could do so much. They could do so much.
There's so much there, I feel. But
you start off with this like, you know, little horror film.
Yeah.
And there's more to it.
I feel like we this is like a Mandy part 2 podcast. The second half of this is
Colorado space, baby. Woo!
But definitely, this movie is Again, it's just fun, and it's just great to see Cage, and it's a little bit of horror aspects to it, and it's kind of like I wouldn't consider it a fucking terrifying movie. I think it was just
it's just like
there's like no jump
to watch.
scares, which is another thing that I enjoy about this movie, because it kind of like did what he wanted to do, but it wasn't just like shoving these like jump scares down your throat where you're just like it's such a cheap way to get a scare out of a person. This wasn't trying to like scare the living fuck out of you. Like all he was trying to do is just like, well, there's this organism, this is what it fucking does, this is what this thing looks like, and you're kind of like, you're just like, oh fuck, that's fucking, like it's hard to watch, and it's a little bit, but it's not that scary at all. I wouldn't say. Like, so when people say,
not really.
Yeah, it was
it's just like, oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, like, oh, that's pretty fucked up, and then like, oh shit, and like you're kind of like, oh, maybe they'll get better. Get better.
It doesn't get better.
But it was good. I'm happy. I'm happy I watched another Cage. I think there was a lot more Cage in.
There's a lot more Cage in this.
In this than there was in Mandy. Yeah. There was a lot more
Cage.
Good old Cage. Yeah.
They're like, do something with this scene, Cage.
Yeah. Cage, take it over.
Make it yours. Tell your daughter to go fuck herself. It was good. I liked it. It was a
whole lot of fun.
So any final thoughts on Colorado Space?
Final thoughts are fun.
I'm talking fun. I'm talking colourful. I'm talking Cage.
Fun Cage colour.
Fun Cage colour.
Interesting concept. Fun movie.
Something
Cage
different.
Cage, something different.
It's something different.
Yeah. At the end of the day,
it's good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, exactly.
It's
like
good.
I don't want to be like. I think our rating sort of like depicted it with not just like.
It's
fucking like Mandy. I was like,
if you love Mandy, it's no Mandy.
Yeah,
but it's good.
It's good.
If you're looking for a horror film, that's different. That's fun.
Different, interesting.
It's got Cage.
It's got Cage being Cage more than in Mandy. So if you like Cage, you will like this movie because he just does what he does, and just have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously as well.
With it.
Just have fun with it because that's what we did. Like we laughed pants off
every time. Laughs.
Every time Cage did something Cage-esque, and you're like, there he is. Like, it was just fun. It was fun. It's a fun movie to watch. Just chuck it on. You don't really have to, like, we didn't really focus too hard on it either.
No, we had a good laugh.
We had a good laugh. We were talking like,
oh, that's fucked up. Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
You didn't have to sit there and just be like, oh, what's going on? Like, you know, it's not something that demands so much attention from you. Like, it's fun. Like if you got the lady friend out there and you're like, oh, hello,
you want to watch a little movie?
Would you like to have a little bit of
a nice, cool, colourful movie?
Yeah, and then like if you miss the last half hour, you'll be fine. You'll be sweet. Like you kind of have to say.
If you both throw up, when you see the mother fuse with the child, it's not our fault.
Maybe skip that scene if you.
Remember, we warned you.
Maybe,
now.
Yeah, we're warning you right now. It gets a little bit.
Don't watch it on a date.
But I just feel like it's fun. Maybe not on a first date. Like if your wife.
Cancel that whole recommendation.
I still stand by it. I still stand by it. If you got a first date and
watch Color Out of Space,
you should come over to mine and we'll have a few drinks and we'll watch a movie. Color Out of Space.
Call me.
She'll be like, "What the fuck is this?" And then like, you know what I mean? Like you'll kind of look a little bit more like
one thing leads to another.
Yeah, and then like I like
both
this movie.
love Cage.
And by the end of it, God knows what happens.
You'll be where Cage was at the start of the film with his wife.
That's what I was going to say. Cage will show you how it's done in the first 10 minutes, and then if
all you need.
The last 10. Incorporate that into your own. You know what I mean? Have a great night. Have fun. Good. Enjoy it.
Otherwise, if you don't want to watch that, watch Jiu-Jitsu with Nicolas Cage. It's also a wonderful film.
Another. You could just find. He's a foot that fits all shoes. I think Nick Cage. Like no matter where you put him, he's just like
on his tombstone.
It's just like
Nicolas Cage.
The foot that fits all the shoes. All the shoes. He can do it all.
I love it.
Definitely.
That's great. Any recommendations outside of Color Out of Space? Anything you've seen recently that you enjoyed?
Just recently, I've seen Nobody, which is that new movie that just came out.
Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah. I watched
He's an action star now.
Action star now. Looks like. I like it. I liked it.
Did you like it?
I liked it.
It wasn't great.
Yeah, it wasn't. No, like I feel.
Is it a fun action film?
Yeah, it's like Color Out of Space. I think for me as well. Like it's no. It's completely.
All right, scratch that. Yeah. You're on a date. Watch Nobody.
That's your 1-2 punch. You know. It's fun. More actiony, more realistic. In the same sort of like world as like say your John Wick, but I just think John Wick's a better.
Your Takens as well. Your Liam Neeson.
Yeah, your Takens. Like, Taken. I think is the only one word worth mentioning.
Taken.
Yeah.
There's
3.
They weren't that great.
They're just there. I don't know, like how many times?
How many times can this guy fucking hunt you down and fucking kill you?
I know where you live. So I've seen Nobody. I would recommend. I feel like get out there, watch it. There's really not much new that's come out in the last like year or so. So
they just released. I think it's on Prime. What's it called? There's a new Chris Pratt film.
War of Tomorrow, yeah. I've seen it. I've seen it advertised. I haven't actually watched it.
Yeah, I think it's like War of Tomorrow. War of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was butchering it. War of Tomorrow. The Tomorrow War. I was butchering it.
You butchered it.
It's called War of Tomorrow. You've heard it here first. The Tomorrow War.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see that.
So am I, yeah. There's looks pretty good. It's
just like, it's just a, I don't know. It's not going to be like, it probably won't be great, but it's just a movie we can watch.
Yeah.
It's just not a lot of shit.
It's just something new. I feel like that's all that people are just,
different.
Just want. Yeah.
Some different.
Something new, something fun. But apart from that, I haven't really seen anything.
There you go.
Unless you're a Rick and Morty fan, the new episodes have come out. And first 2 episodes great.
Is it season 4 now?
Season 5.
5 now.
First 2 episodes of season 5. And
need to get onto it.
Here in Australia, it's like the weekly release on Netflix. So
nice.
Watch that. I don't know. Like I would recommend that. Any day of the week. I think it's just like I think it's brilliant. But so I've seen the 2 new Rick and Morty episodes.
Nice.
And
Rick Sanchez, you son of a bitch.
I'm in. Oh man,
there's
so many. Oh, anyway, that's
nice. Not a lot of shit that's coming out, but a couple of things.
Yeah,
a couple of things.
There's still a few things. Oh no, and I did actually. Speaking of, I did end up watching the one we spoke about it on the Lighthouse podcast with Robert Pattinson. Oh my god.
Good Time. No.
Yeah, Good Time.
Oh, you haven't seen Good Time before?
I haven't. I watched it.
Oh, did you like it?
Yeah. I watched Good Time. I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was great. Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit.
It's like high pace.
Yeah, it is.
Anxiety inducing.
Oh man!
But there's like really cool shots. Maybe we'll do a podcast.
We should. Because I don't want to ruin it. I'm a fan of the Pattinson. Like I said earlier, I binned him, and he's right back. Like
he's back.
I feel like I just did it hard. I just put him in a box after the Twilight stuff, and I'm like, he's one of those like
put him in the cage.
Teenage, he's a teenage hearttrob, and you know what I mean. Like he's never really going to do, but then he's just good. Yeah, the last two movies that I've seen.
This is good. So I'm glad that you're coming around.
Yeah, I look. I'm not someone who just sort of bins someone and they remain in the bin. Like I'll give him a chance if I feel like. And I did, and I'm so happy I did. Like I've done that with the Cage Man. I never really binned him, but I haven't really watched anything like from him.
You were cautious.
Yeah, like just treading lightly around the Cage. Some of the shit that he sort of dropped, and I'm happy that I kind of like jumped in.
That's great. I'm glad you watched it.
But yeah, Pattinson, I've seen Good Time. So much fun. Again, not fun. I think as soon as I watched it,
it's a journey. It's non-stop. It's non-stop. You watched Uncut Gems?
Yeah. That's pretty much. That's as soon as while I was watching that movie, I'm like, is this the same guy?
This is Uncut Gems.
Yeah. So it's the same sort of thing.
It's good. Safdie brothers, they're good.
Great. They're good. They've got their own kind of like style that they're doing, and they're killing it. Both Uncut Gems and Good Time. We were just, but yeah, the Pattinson boy, man.
He's back, baby.
Yeah, he's now. I'm right in there for the Batman. And again, they're coming out with a bunch of fucking theories as to.
He's fucking on the Batmobile still.
He's fucking everyone everywhere like that, man. Just like calm down and just make the movie and get out of there.
Can we please get this fucking movie?
Post-production sort of stuff. But
please.
Yeah, so that's I would recommend those three things. Yeah. I haven't really seen. Oh, and I did watch the new Kevin Hart movie. Wouldn't recommend.
Fatherhood?
Yeah. I feel like it's just so generic. It's just like
if you're on a date and you got nothing to watch, you don't want to watch Color Out of Space. You don't want to watch Nobody.
And you don't want to watch Good Time, like movies that you should watch, then
watch Fatherhood.
I think it's just so generic that it's just like the whole time, like I was just sitting there, I'm like, this was going to happen, and it happens. This was going to happen. Like you've seen this movie 50 times, and it's just told by a different actor in a different. It's
just something new.
Yeah, it's just So something. So yeah, there's your three recommends and one.
Yeah,
not really.
What are you looking forward to the most this year that hasn't come out yet?
I honestly haven't even
Dune?
Really been. Oh fuck yeah, Dune.
What about No Time to Die? James Bond.
See,
not sure about that one.
I'm not a huge James Bond fan. Like I've loved some movies from the. I never really watched any of the Pierce Brosnan stuff.
Pierce Bosnian.
Pierce the Bosnian. I haven't seen any of his stuff. I kind of jumped
there's a great theory. There's a great theory that every second Bond film.
Yeah,
is
I heard
great.
that. Yeah, so he goes like good shit. Yeah,
Casino Royale, fantastic.
It's great. I love that movie.
The one that followed,
not so good.
Great.
Was that Skyfall?
No. Skyfall was like, I think it's Quantum of Solace.
That's right. Yeah. Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace. Skyfall was good. And what was the last one that came out?
Spectre.
That's right. And it was
So No Time to Die. It's on track to be really good.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
If you believe the theory.
But I'll watch it and I hope I enjoy it. But it's not something that I'm like, a new James Bond movie coming out. I'm not really a huge
Bond
fan. Yeah.
Black Widow.
Yeah, keen. Oh, man, I'm saying it in terms of like, this is just the superhero things is just like
you're kind of bored.
Oh my god, there's so much, man. Yeah. Like, just fucking.
It's great to watch like a Color Out of Space.
Yeah, like what's something
different. Something fresh.
Just like out of like just the like, this is the new superhero movie that's coming out. There's going to be one at the start, first half of the year, one at the second half of the year. Watch.
Bad guys.
It's all going to be, and then we're going to get to the final three movies, and then we're going to restart the whole thing.
We'll do it again.
Yeah, so I think I said excited, yes, because again, there's really not that much that's coming out, but way more excited for Dune. Like that's definitely.
You're talking to me. It was delayed too many times.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see it.
I know, but it's always a bad sign.
Delays and release the fucking film.
Yeah, let us have a man. Demi,
hopefully,
what a man.
What a man. Oh, what a man.
I just can't see him fucking anything.
Music composed by Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, like that's
it's coming.
It's coming out on, is it HBO Max or whatever? Like it's a release.
I think they might, or this one's gonna be just in cinemas. I'm not too sure.
I hope it's in cinemas.
Not sure.
I hope it's
Look, either way, I'm gonna go watch in cinemas.
Yeah.
Big screen.
Yeah,
it's a spectacle.
It's a spectacle.
It's Hans Zimmer. It's Denis Villeneuve.
You will listen to my music. you will love it.
You shut your mouth and listen to my music. Oh, he's definitely.
Yeah, okay, good.
It's Timothy.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
it's great.
The man's been doing good things. But
not wait.
Yeah, definitely a movie that requires a cinema watch.
Right.
And really, really G'd up about that. That's about it. That's the real like. Oh my God, can't wait.
Everything else is kind of like, whatever comes.
Quiet Place 2 was kind of like, I'm really excited because I really like the first one. And
I still need to watch it. I haven't seen it.
Great movie, man.
I need to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm missing out.
Highly recommend it.
I'm missing out.
Yeah, definitely. Give it a watch.
Thank you, Nam. That was great.
That was fun. I love Cage. I love Cage.
I love the Cage. Yeah. I'm gonna put it right here. The audience, you're going to catch us next time with Willy Wonderland.
Willy Wonderland.
Willy Wonderland. We're going to do it.
We're going to do it now.
We'll do it.
We'll complete the trilogy and we'll end it.
If you're watching this or listening and you haven't seen Willy Wonderland, which I think it's on Prime. Let me double check.
Yeah.
Let me just give you the facts right now as we speak.
Because we're on a tight
It's actually on Stan if you're in Australia.
Oh, it's on Stan.
It's on Stan.
Beautiful, yeah.
Willy Wonderland. Watch it.
And then join us.
Join us.
The trilogy.
Join us and complete the Cage Renaissance.
Yeah, the
resurgence.
The resurgence.
It's
the
great.
second coming of Cage.
Yeah, second coming of Cage.
Just have fun with this.
Have fun with the Cage.
Come on.
Have a couple of beers.
Please don't. Yeah.
Watch the Cage. Unleash.
I think he gives you the good. This is why I think the good is so good, because there's so much shit. You know what I mean? Like there's like, oh my God, this is shit and shit. And you're just like wiping shit out of your face every time you watch a movie.
Exactly.
And then he just throws this like absolute banger at you. Just enjoy those bangers.
Enjoy it.
Man, just
enjoy it.
When he knocks it out of the park, man, does that go out of the fucking park?
That's it. Join us for part 3. Willy Wonderland.
Yeah.
The Cage continues.
I'm so excited.
Thank you, Nam.
Thanks, Sin.
See you soon.
Always a pleasure.